Good morning, students. Am I audible? Any disturbance from my side?
No, sir.
Thank you. Let's wait for another 2 minutes or 1 minute, and then we'll start the session. Very less number of students are joining, and I do know the information 15 minutes prior. That's the reason I placed link at 8:59. It's 2:32. Let's wait. Okay, let's start the session. Fine. So in the last session, we seen something like this, like so we have seen a program, right? So this is a program where we are compiling this program. At the time of compiling, there won't be any error, and we are taken int a is equal to 100 and b is equal to 0, and then we are taken the value of what does c as something, and then system dot out dot println of hello will be printed. The problem has been occurred in this statement. If the problem has been raised in this statement, means the program has been terminated abnormally. The program has been terminated abnormally. Abnormal termination in sense, here the problem has been raised. So without executing the next instructions, the program is going to be terminated abnormally. So when we compile this program, java c space demo1.java, so what happens is the program is going to be terminated abnormally. The program is going to be terminated abnormally. Java c hyphen space c what are the path, and then demo1, enter. So the program has been terminated abnormally. In order to resolve this, what we have done is we went with the concept call. We went with the concept called what? Try and catch. We went with the concept called what? Try and catch. So what we have done in try and catch? So we are taken troublemaking statements inside try block, inside try block, inside a try block, right? So that means in this program, that is c is equal to a divided by b. In this program, this instruction is going to raise a problem. Along with that instruction, the dependent instruction is going to be this system.out.println of c. These two instructions are going to be what a troublemaking statement. So this troublemaking statements we need to place inside try block, inside a try block, and then if any error occurs, and that error will be handled by the catch block. So we need to pass an appropriate object to the catch block. We need to pass an appropriate object to the catch block. So what we are done is troublemaking statements we are taken. Troublemaking statements we are taken inside try block, and the exception is going to be raised over here. If exception raises, then catch block is going to handle that exception. Catch block is going to handle that exception. Okay. So first declaration part, and then it prints hello message, and then it enters into the try block. It prints try block. After that, exception was raised. If exception is raised and that exception was handled by the catch block, it prints catch block and then e. And then what it prints hello world and hello world. Okay, clear? This is what going to be happened. So this is how we handled exception whenever an exception occurred in a program. This is how we handled it. Okay, this is how we handled it. Now if you compile this program, java c space demo.java. There won't be any error. So the graceful termination of what program is going to be occurred. Even though error has been occurred, the graceful termination is very, very important. And this is what the graceful termination, which is going to be happened over here. Okay. Clear with this concept, which was discussed in the last class, students respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now what we are going to discuss about exceptions, types of exceptions we are going to discuss. Very, very important, just 5 minutes. A theory topic. This is a theory topic, 5 minutes theory topic. Exceptions are nothing but are the conditions that occurs at runtime and that may cause termination of the program. That may cause the termination of the program. Because of this exception, these exceptions are conditions that occurs at runtime, and this may cause the termination of program. But these are what recoverable by using exception handling mechanism. We have one exception handling mechanism. With the help of that exception handling mechanism, we are going to handle this exceptions. So how to handle that? What do you mean by that exception handling mechanism? I will be discussing clearly about this exception handling mechanism one by one. Today we'll be discussing two things. Okay, in the afternoon session, that is 4 to 5 class. Everyone must attend 4 to 5 class, because coming week I may not take any one class. That's the reason I'm going to take over there. Okay, so try to attend that. I will be discussing one important topic over there. Okay, now, so now the thing is, you got some clarity that program, when we are executing the program, and because of some instruction which was written by the programmer, there might be some problem in the program, and because of that, program is going to be terminated abnormally. So in order to handle such kind of things, Java is providing one excellent mechanism, and that mechanism is what? Exception handling mechanism. Exception handling mechanism. So before going into this exception handling mechanism, we have different types of exceptions. We have different types of exceptions in Java library. One is going to be checked exception. Other one is going to be unchecked exception. Next thing is going to be an error. Next thing is going to be what? Error. But in general, we'll not be considering error as separate category. Error is a part of unchecked exception. So there are mainly two types of exceptions. One is checked exception. Other one is unchecked exception. And next thing is error is considered as unchecked exception. Error is considered as what? Unchecked exception. Okay, and write the running notes. What running notes itself? I won't be giving you the time again to write the notes. So make a habit of running notes. Okay, so the mainly two types of exceptions: checked exception. Other one is what? Unchecked exception. So this error comes under checked exception. Now some doubt will be there in your brain, sir. You are said out exception ante error annaru. Okay. ఆ ఎర్రర్ ని హ్యాండిల్ చేయడానికి ట్రై క్యాచ్ అని చెప్పారు. మళ్ళీ ఏంటి కొత్తగా టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ అని చెప్పి చెక్డ్ అంటున్నారు, అన్చెక్డ్ అంటున్నారు అనేసి చెప్తున్నారు అంటే ఒక క్వశ్చన్ మీ బ్రెయిన్ లో ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, ఐ విల్ బి గివింగ్ యూ సమ్ క్లారిటీ అబౌట్ దట్. రైట్, సో ట్రై టు రిమెంబర్ దిస్ థింగ్. Object is a superclass of all classes, and from this object class, throwable class has been extended. From this throwable class, two classes has been extended. One is exception, other one is error. One is exception, other one is what? Error. Object is a superclass of all classes. Throwable is a subclass of object, and to this throwable class we have exception class and we have error class. And direct subclasses of exception class can be called as checked exception. Direct subclasses of exception can be called as what? Checked exception, except runtime exceptions. Except runtime exception. Okay, so you got a very simple thing I want to say to you all, that exception ki subclass ka unde classes anni checked exception avutayi, except runtime exception. Except runtime exception. Except runtime exception. I will be giving you some clarity. At least try to remember that object is a superclass, and to this object class we have something called as throwable class, that's a subclass, and to this throwable class we have two subclasses, exception class and runtime class. And your checked and unchecked exceptions comes here. So what do you mean by that? I will discuss. Okay, which classes comes under checked, which classes comes under unchecked, and actually what do you mean by checked exception, and which classes comes under checked exception, which classes comes under unchecked exception. That you need to understand over here. Okay, clear with this everyone? Exceptions are handled with the help of exception handling mechanism, and we already discussed about try and catch. Now there are mainly two types of exceptions: checked exception, unchecked exception. So checked exceptions, unchecked exception will be discussing. Okay, fine. So response students, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Fine, very good. Now let's enter into the next slide. Right. So this slide, it gives you more clarity about your checked and unchecked exception students. Now let's have a discussion on checked exception students. So try to listen this. The classes which directly inherited from throwable class except runtime exception and error, except runtime exception and error are known as checked exceptions. The classes which are directly inherited from throwable class except two classes, one is a runtime, other one is error. Ivi kaakunda remaining అన్ని checked exception లోకి వస్తాయి అని చెప్తున్నారు. So the example is going to be IO exception. Next thing is SQL exception. So checked exceptions are checked at compile time. Checked exceptions are checked at compile time. So again, why you are saying that, sir? You given a definition that exception ante runtime error అని మీరు ఇక్కడ ఒక definition లో చెప్పారు. మళ్ళా compile time అంటారేంటి సార్ అని చెప్పేసి మీరు క్వశ్చన్ రావచ్చు. Okay, I will agree that exception occurs at runtime. I will agree that. But Java, what they have done is they given some exceptions at the time of compilation also. At the time of compilation also. So what type of exceptions that Java is given at the time of compilation, I will discuss. Don't worry about that. Till now, up to that, today itself I will be discussing. To that, remember the classes which are directly inherited from throwable except runtime and error classes, remaining all are comes under checked exception. Remaining all are comes under checked exception. And this checked exceptions was checked by the compiler. This checked exceptions was checked by the compiler. Is it clear for everyone? At least the point that the classes which directly came from inherited from throwable except runtime class, runtime exception classes and error classes, remaining all are comes under checked exception. I will be showing you one diagram over here. This is an object class. This is a throwable class. And the classes which was extended from throwable, that means this exception class and except at a runtime exception classes, error classes kaakunda, remaining classes anni. And in this diagram, this classes, all these classes including exception class comes under which category, students? Comes under which category? Comes under which category? Checked exception, right? Class not found, illegal exception, interrupted exception, no such method exception, illegal access exception, no such field exception. All these things comes under what your checked exceptions. Okay, checked exceptions. Now you understood it, right? So this checked exceptions are checked at compile time. Don't worry, I will be coming with the best example about this checked exception so that you might be getting clear cut clarity. In a program, I will be using two things, students. Checked I'm going to use, unchecked use. I'm going to use two exceptions. Don't worry, I will be dealing with it very smoothly. Okay, understood it? The classes which directly inherited from throwable except అంటే except అంటే ఈ runtime classes and runtime అంటే ఇవన్నీ వస్తాయి except runtime and error, remaining all are comes under what your remaining all are comes under what your checked exception. Okay, and checked exceptions are checked at compile time. Checked exceptions are checked at what? Compile time. Okay, right. Clear with this checked exception, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Make a running note, students, very very important. Now coming to the next thing is unchecked exceptions. It's very simple. The classes which inherited from runtime exception are known as unchecked exceptions. The classes which are inherited from runtime exceptions are known as what? Unchecked exception. Are known as what? Unchecked exception. So the example is going to be arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, array index out of bound exception. And this unchecked exceptions are checked at runtime time. Are not checked at compile time, but they are checked at runtime. So the name itself indicates that runtime exceptions classes comes under what? Unchecked exception. And this unchecked exceptions will be checked at runtime, not at compile time. You already seen arithmetic operation just now that was checked at runtime. It was not checked at compile time. Okay, so this is what checked exception. Now let's see the diagrammatic representation here. Let's see the diagrammatic representation in the next slide. So all these things, arithmetic exception, illegal argument exception, null point exception, negative array exception, index out of bound exception, array store exception, all these exceptions comes under which category? Which category? Respond.
Unchecked exception.
Unchecked.
Very good. Unchecked exceptions. Okay, clear with the students, everyone? Right, checked exception means which was directly came from throwable except runtime and then error class. These are checked at runtime. Compile time. Sorry, these are checked at compile time. Checked means compiled at checked time. Untime means unchecked means compiled at checked at runtime. And all runtime subclasses or runtime classes comes under checked exceptions. Checked exceptions. Try to remember this, very, very important. Clear? Checked and unchecked.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Right.
Yes.
ఇంతకు మించి క్లారిటీ మీకు ఎక్కడ దొరకదు నాన్న. javapoint.com నుంచి నేను తీసుకున్నాను ఈ కంటెంట్ ని. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ రిఫర్డ్ ఎనీ see, you might be going with some textbooks but you will not be get this much of clarity. Okay, I'm saying the source also, javapoint.com. I taken this. Okay, I will be sharing exception notes also today or tomorrow. Only exception part I'm going to share with you. It's an excellent notes, nana. It's very good notes, you can refer that. Okay, yeah. Now coming to the error is irrecoverable. It's not in a position, we are not in a position to recover this errors. So there might be some error out of memory, assertion error due to hardware. There might be some errors, and that errors we are not in a position to recover. Okay, in that case the JVM throws out that errors. We are not going to handle any error classes and all. Only will be focusing on checked and unchecked exception. In real time also will not be going with that. If any hardware related issue comes, then only error will come into the picture. Okay, clear everyone? Types of exceptions you got clarity, checked and unchecked.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Blindly remember students, checked ante compile time lo, unchecked ante runtime. Checked exceptions evevi vastayi ante simply remember runtime exceptions error class kaakunda subclass of or remaining all subclass of throwable comes under checked. Unchecked lo ఏ వస్తాయి అంటే runtime exceptions comes under runtime exception classes comes under unchecked. Checked means blindly compile time. I will be giving you some clarity with 3 program students, 3 different programs. I will be giving you clarity about this checked exception along with unchecked exceptions, 2 things. Okay, so this is a diagram which is there in the notes. You can refer this. Okay, have you note down these things? Checked and unchecked note చేసుకున్నారా? Respond fast. Running
Yes,
notes
sir.
random చేయడం
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
very good.
Yes, sir.
Good. Very good responses I'm getting. Very good. Right, now exception handling mechanism students. ఈ exception handling mechanism లో మనకి మెయిన్ గా ఈ keywords ఉంటాయి. Try, catch, finally, throw, and then throws. Among this the most important things are going to be try, catch, finally, and then throws. Throw అన్న సింపుల్, అది పెద్ద what విషయమే కాదు, చాలా simple. Okay, first what we'll be doing is we'll be going as per your syllabus. We already done with try and catch. Now we'll be going with try with multiple catches. One concept is there. After that, nested try is there. That concept also is there. And then we'll be entering into the throws keyword. Like that, we'll be going with something like. Now let's discuss about try. What do you mean by try? A try is a keyword which is used to specify a block where we should place troublemaking statements. If you feel that some statements might raise some exception at runtime, and those instructions or those statements you need to place inside try block. And this try block must be followed either by catch or finally. That means after try, immediately we need to take catch or finally. Okay, immediately we need to take catch or finally. So without try, we are not in a position to take catch and finally. Listen careful. Try you can take. After try, immediately you need to take catch, or else you can take finally. But after without try, you are not in a position to take catch and finally. Try is the most important for taking catch and finally. First try, followed by catch, followed by finally. This was the hierarchy that we'll be following. Try, catch, and then finally. Between try and catch, we are not supposed to take any instruction. Between catch and finally, you are not supposed to take any instruction. And it is not mandatory to take finally. It is not mandatory to take finally. It's not mandatory to take catch. But in general, try and catch should be there. Try and catch should be there as a good programming practice. Clear, students? Try, catch, finally. Between try and catch, we are not supposed to take any instruction. You can take try alone, no problem. But you are not supposed to take catch alone. Catch ni separate ga తీసుకోవడానికి possibility లేదు, తీసుకుంటే error వస్తుంది. Okay, right. So very simple. If you feel something, some instructions might get some exception, means try to take that instructions in try block, right? So what do you mean by catch block? The catch block is used to handle the exception occurred in try block. So try block లో ఏదైనా exception raise అవుతే అది హ్యాండిల్ చేయడానికి immediate గా catch block రెడీగా ఉంటుంది. That the catch block is going to be ready. Whatever the exceptions that was raised in try block, and it must be preceded by try block, which means we cannot use catch block alone. That's what I said. It must be preceded by try block, which means we cannot use try block alone. It can be followed by finally block later. It's not mandatory. If you want to take, you can take it. That's it. And finally block is used to execute important code of the program. It is executed whether an exception is handled or not. It is executed whether an exception is handled or not. It doesn't means that try లో exception raise అయితే catch లోకి వెళ్ళింది, catch తర్వాత finally లోకి వెళ్తుందని ఏం లేదు. Try లో exception raise అయినా అవ్వకపోయినా finally there is a guarantee that finally block will be executed. There is a guarantee that finally block will be executed even though exception was raised, even though exception was not raised. Even though exception was raised, even though exception was not raised, there is a guarantee that finally block will be executed. There is a guarantee that finally block will be executed. Okay, next, throw. Throw is a keyword which is used to throw out an exception. I will discuss this later, don't worry. Throw is one keyword which is used to throw an exception. I will discuss, don't worry about this. Next, throws keyword is used to declare exceptions, is used to declare what? Exceptions. It doesn't throw out an exception. It specifies that there may occur some exception in the method, and it always used with method signature. It always used with method signature. Okay, don't worry about this throws and throw. I will discuss about this throws and throw later. That means in the afternoon session or in the today's session itself, I will be going with that, right? This throw and throws we'll be discussing later. This will focus mainly on this try and catch and some concepts of try and catch. Clear with this try catch finally, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
11 do you have any doubts, ma?
No, sir.
Are you listening? Running notes, writing
Yes,
running
sir.
notes. Okay,
I
Five to
just
well.
came up.
you just came now.
Sir, I logged in now.
Hmm?
Sir, I logged into the class just now.
Okay, why you are so late, ma? Try to come on time. Okay, 5:12.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood, ma? Have you taken
Yes.
running notes?
Yes, sir.
That's good. 5:13. 5:14. Yesterday you were absent. You are given a message. Okay. Today have you
Yes, sir.
understood? Have you understood, ma?
Yes, sir.
That's good. 515 absent again. Okay, make a note of that, students. 515 absent. 516 absent again. 516. 517 Jahnavi.
Yes, sir.
Are you taking running notes?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Very good. Most of you are responding. So can I go to the next slide, students?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Now let's have a discussion on this try and catch. What we discussed, again, just a revision kind of points. Try and catch are keywords in Java used to handle exception and identifying troublemaking statements at runtime, and those statements will be making or will be placing in catch block. Those statements will be placing inside a try block. Troublemaking statements we are identifying, and all those troublemaking statements we are placing inside try block. When try block throws an exception, catch block has to handle it. If try block doesn't throw exception, then catch block is simply ignored, right? ఒకవేళ exception raise అవుతేనే catch లోకి వెళ్తుంది, exception raise అవుతే catch లోకి వెళ్ళదు. We must provide a suitable exception handler. This is very important, students. We must provide a suitable exception handler that handle the exception thrown by the try block. That handle the exception thrown by the try block successfully. We must provide a suitable exception handler. We must provide a suitable exception handler, so that can handle the exception thrown by the try block. I will be coming out with the best example so that you might be understanding it. In the above program, okay, this is something related to theory. Okay, fine. Up to this points, is it clear for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Make a note of this, students. Okay. Completed. At least first 3 points.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So syntax for try catch finally. So we need to take try. We already know that code that may throw an exception, that code we need to take inside try block. An exception class name handles the exception raised in try block. And next thing is same thing with respect to finally code that may raise an exception, handles exception raised in try block. After that executes before try block ends. Before try block ends or even though exception was occurred or not, this finally block will be executed. I will be showing you about this finally, don't worry. Now let's discuss about this multiple clauses, multiple catch clauses, right? So this is multiple catch blocks, right? In general, what happens is a try block can be followed by one or more catch blocks, right? One more thing, you can take a one try block, you can take what n number of catch blocks. Okay, you are not supposed to take 2 tries followed by 1 catch. That is not possible. One try followed by what multiple catch blocks, because in try block there is no guarantee that only 1 exception is going to be raised, only 2 exceptions are going to be raised, only 4 exceptions are going to be raised. We don't know. Suppose if there is a possibility that 5 exceptions are going to be raised in try block, means then you need to take 5 catch blocks. If there is a possibility that 7 exceptions are going to be raised in try blocks, means then you need to go with what 7 catch blocks. Then you go with what 7 catch blocks. Okay, so each catch block must contain a different exception handler, contain a different exception handler. If we have to perform different tasks at the occurrence of different exceptions, then you need to go with Java multi catch block. That means if very simple words, inside try block, if multiple exceptions are going to be raised, means then we need to go with multiple catch block. Inside a try block, if multiple exceptions raises, then we need to go with multiple catch block. No need to go with multiple catch blocks also, student, but if I say that point now itself, then you won't remember the things. That's the reason I will discuss this after discussing user defined exceptions. I will give you some clarity about this. Okay, but I'm not interested to take now itself. Try to remember, if your try block raises multiple exceptions, then we need to go with multiple catch blocks. Then we need to go with multiple catch blocks. At a time, only 1 exception occurs, and at a time, only 1 catch block is executed. At a time, only 1 exception will occur, and only 1 catch block is going to be executed. All catch blocks must be ordered from most specific to general. That is, catch blocks for arithmetic exception come before for a catch for exception. Okay, I will discuss this points. Just make a note, one single point, students here. One single point, you make a note. We'll be entering into the program. What is that? Multi-catch block. Right. See, what happened over here is we are taking some variables. Int a is equal to 100, b is equal to 0, and then c. Now I'm going with one more array, int s without size. I'm taking 3 variables, 3 values over here, 10, 20, and 10, 30, 40, semicolon. And then system dot out. Oh,
The
one
screen share.
minute. 1 minute. Sorry. Very good. Try to give response fast. Okay, in this case. Right. So we'll be going with class demo 2, public static void main string args, and int a is equal to 100, b is equal to 0, and then c semicolon. So 3 variables we are taken. After that, 1 array we are taken, and this array consists of how many elements?
3.
3 elements. Now I'm going to print some message, hello world. Now inside this, c is equal to a divided by b means the value of a is 100 and the value of b is 0. 100 divided by 0 gives us arithmetic exception. 100 divided by 0 gives us what? Arithmetic exception. And this exception was there here or not? Is that exception is there with catch block?
No, sir.
Unda?
No, sir.
No. What the catch block having over there?
Array index.
Array index out of
Array index.
Array index out of bound exception we have. Suppose what here exception was raised means, then what happens? What is the status of this program?
Abnormally terminate.
Very good. It terminates what? Abnormally. Let us execute this program. Java C space demo2.java. Who said abnormal termination?
538, sir.
Very good. Very good. Right, hello world and program exception in thread main java.lang. Abnormal termination, because we are not handled this arithmetic exception with the help of catch block. This exception was raised here, but we are not handled that exception. Why I have taken this array index out of bound exception means, because here I have 3 elements, but I'm trying to access, I'm going to access what? 5th element. I'm going to access which element here? 5th element. Is that 5th element was there over there?
No, sir.
No. Then the JVM is going to raise what? Some exception, right? Suppose here I'm going to take the b value as what? 10. B value as what? 10. I'm going to save this program. Now, can anyone say the flow of execution of this program?
S of 5 దగ్గర error వస్తుంది సార్, అప్పుడు క్యాష్ బ్లాక్ అయితే.
Yes, here the error is going to be get system.out.println of s of 5 will be getting an error, and then it is going to be handled. But when the value of b is going to be 0 means, at this time are we going to get graceful termination?
No, sir.
No, sir.
We are not going to get graceful termination. The program is going to be terminated abnormally. The program is going to be terminated abnormally. Here we are taking int a is equal to 100, b is equal to 10, c is c semicolon, and here we have s 5 elements, 3 elements are there, and system.out.println hello, and c is equal to a divided by means 10 divided 100 divided by 10, that gives us 10. We are printing the value of 10, and then s of 5 means 5th element we are accessing, 5th element we are accessing, and then what the 5th element was not there, then this is going to be executed. We'll be printing some message. After that, hello 1 and hello 2 will be executed. Hello 1 and hello 2 will be executed. Let's compile this program again. Right, see, hello world 10 java.lang.array index out of bound exception, index 5 out of bounds for length 3 in hello world and hello 2. This is a graceful termination, but there is a possibility when you are going to take the value of b as 0 means, at that time the program is going to be terminated abnormally. The program is going to be terminated abnormally. Then how to resolve this? How to provide a solution for this, students? Can anyone? How to provide a solution for
Multi-catch.
this?
Writing
Multi-class.
catch block.
Yeah, right. We need to write one more catch block here. One more catch block here. And this catch block should contain what? Arithmetic.
Arithmetic.
Very good. Arithmetic exception. Very good responses I'm getting. Very good. Very good. Arithmetic exceptions. Okay. So let's compile
సేమ్
this.
ఫంక్షన్ వేరియబుల్ ఉండొచ్చా సార్?
Yes, it's going to be a local Pawan. And a catch ki local అవుతుంది అది.
ఓకే.
Fine. So hello world java.lang.arithmetic exception divide by 0, hello 1 and hello 2. Okay. So here Pawan question is what? We are taking E here as well as E here, right? That is what your question, Pawan.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is going to be the local for this block. Catch is going to be a block. It's like a method. Okay. It's a block, but we are not supposed to call it a method. It's a block inside a method. Okay. Clear with this, students? How to handle multiple catch, how to write multiple catch blocks means, there is a possibility that we might be getting what? Multiple exceptions in our a try block, and for every exception we need to write a catch block. Now I'm going with one more example, students. Try to understand. String s is equal to, I'm going to take null over here. That means nothing. Null means what? Nothing. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to take something like system.out.println, system.out.println s dot caret at 5. I'm going to take this. Is that s contains anything?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
It contains
No,
what?
sir.
Null. And on that null, we are trying to access the fifth character. We are trying to access what? A fifth character. Now, what we'll be doing is we'll be taking the value of b as 10, and the value of s of 5 I'm taking as 1. And here I'm going to raise this. How many exceptions are there in? There might be a possibility to get inside try block.
1.
One, sir.
One exception.
Possibility antunnanu. I'm not saying that as per our code. And ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ab values we are initializing so that what we are getting, you are saying it confidently only 1. But in general, how many
Three.
3 exceptions? Very good, very good, very good. How many exceptions will be getting, students? 3
Three, sir.
exceptions will be getting, right? So this 3 exceptions, we need, right? How many catch blocks for this 3 exceptions?
3
Three.
catch block.
3 catch blocks. Now one catch block is one exception is arithmetic exception. Other exception is what? Array index out of bound exception. So we are written to this. Now we are accessing the fifth character of s. Actually, s contains null. Then what exception will be getting?
Null pointer.
Who is that? Who said null pointer? Who said null pointer? Respond.
538, sir.
How you came to know about null pointer, ma?
In unchecked exceptions, we took the example as null pointer, no, sir.
Oh, from there you are saying very good guess. It's absolutely correct answer. Okay, absolutely correct answer. Absolutely correct answer. We need to go with null pointer exception. Okay. Where is that? Where is that? Very good answer. Very good answer. Okay. What exception? Respond again. 38.
Null pointer exception.
అంటే నల్ పాయింటర్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇది కూడా చెప్పొచ్చమ్మా మనము ఇండెక్స్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ బాండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ కూడా రావడానికి పాసిబిలిటీ ఉంటుంది కదా. మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టూడెంట్స్ ఆర్ హర్డ్ అబౌట్ ఆర్ థింకింగ్ అబౌట్ ఇండెక్స్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ బాండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్, రైట్? ఎంతమంది అనుకున్నారా ఇండెక్స్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ బాండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ అని? అనుకున్నారా అసలు ఎవరైనా? బికాస్ ఎస్ లో ఫిఫ్త్ క్యారెక్టర్ లేదు, బట్ వీఆర్ ట్రైంగ్ టు యాక్సెస్ ఫిఫ్త్ క్యారెక్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్, రైట్? So in that case, there might be a chance of getting index out of bound exception. Something index, it might be array or it might be string. Okay, right, very good, very good. Let's compile this. So both we are taken, yes, one will be taking as S1. Save it. Right, see, first hello 1, 10, 30, because the second, third element is 30. And then we got what? Java.lang.null pointer exception cannot invoke string.caret because is null, and hello 1 and hello 2. Okay, hello 1 and hello 2. Clear? So inside this try block, there is a possibility to get 3 exceptions. If you are accessing this ABC values from the keyboard and array values from the keyboard, and if you are trying to access out of its range, then there might be possibility to get what? Exceptions over there. Okay, so 3 exceptions are there, possibility. So 3 catch blocks I'm taking after try block. 3 catch blocks I'm taking after try block. Clear with this, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But
Yes,
keep
sir.
any
Yes,
multi
sir.
catch block and make a note of this. Take this and followed by the example fast. Completed up to this? Make it fast, students. Next concept, nested try, we need to discuss, and the program also, if possible. I think program is not possible, at least concept we'll discuss. And try to execute this programs. Today I will be sharing you in the evening session. I will be giving you some questions to write it on paper and submit it to me. And don't leak it to anywhere that sir is giving this. For your sake only, I'm giving this assignment. Only one question I might be giving you, and by Sunday you need to upload it. Completed?
Yes.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
So try to execute this program, students, and you'll be getting output like this. Okay. So hello 1 10 20, or else make a note of this. Hello 1 10 30. You write only null pointer exception message followed by hello 1 and hello. Okay. Completed? Fine. See, let's see about the next concept is that nested try block. Nested try block means very simple. Try block within another try block is known as nested try block. So you'll be taking one try block. Inside that, some problem making statements you'll be taking. And suppose you have huge number of statements are there inside try block, and you want to handle that exception separately. Then you can take what inside this try block, you can take what catch block, try and catch. You can take one more try catch inside this try block, and try some statements followed by exception. Again, if this outer statements, if any exception has been raised means, and directly it comes to the catch block. Suppose in statement 1 some exception has been raised means it comes to this catch block. Okay, if there is no exceptions in statement 1 and 2, then inside this in our nested try block, if there is any exception in statement 1, it goes with catch block. Okay, so this is going to be happened over here, right? This is very clear for you, right? Nested try block, what's going to be happened means very simple. So try block I'm going to take, inside that I'm going to take some statements. Inside try block again I'm going to take try and catch. If for statement 1, if exception was raised means it immediately goes to catch block by skipping try and catch of nested try and catch. Okay, if there is no exception over here, then it goes with this try, executes this instruction. If any exception was occurred, then it goes with catch block. Then it goes with what? A catch block. Okay, clear with this, students?
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, make a note of this. We'll be seeing the program on this. What's the next class?
Breakfast.
Okay. Just 2-3 minutes, we'll see the program. Same program, either arithmetic, again, changes. Just you can look into it. That's it. The next class will be going with throws keyword. I think throws only. Some built-in exceptions are there. I will discuss that, and then we'll be going with throws. Don't miss afternoon session, students. And now I'm seeing the strength of 56 today, and the same at least same 56 need to be present. And I already given you the promise that those are attending extra classes. For them, I will be showing you some benefit and try to attend. So I already taken the numbers to those who are attended. So benefit in the sense, to some extent, it will be not what a complete thing. So try to attend the session, and this is very, very important session. So by Monday, we'll be closing off exceptions and we'll be entering into the multi-threading from Tuesday onwards. If Tuesday, I'm going to take the class, or else Wednesday, we'll be going with multi-threading concept. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's see the first program. 2 programs were there here. If you understood one program also, it's enough for us. See, what I'm trying to do here is, I'm taking public static void main, same int a is equal to 0, and then a is equal to 10, and b is equal to what? 0, c, string s I have taken. This is outer try. Inside this outer try, I taken c is equal to a divided by b. In this itself, I'm going to get exception. If I got exception over here, it goes with outer catch block. It executes this. It executes this. Suppose here, by chance, if I'm not going to get any exception, then it prints the value of c and it enters into this try block. And here we are taken s value as what? Null. And we are going to print the character, first character of yes. So it gives us null pointer exception. And here we are taking what? Null pointer exception over here. Null pointer exception over here. Okay. If you compile this, first statement itself will be getting an error. Java C space demo.java, Java space -cp. Okay, so we'll be getting first instruction itself will be getting what? Arithmetic exception. Suppose if you are making the value of b as something like 10. Let's compile this. Now this time, which exception is going to be raised?
Null pointer exception.
So we'll be getting what? Null pointer exception over there. Okay, this is about what your try catch, and one more program is there. I will be showing you this program in the next class. Okay, so what we discussed today, just be with me for another 1 minute. I will be closing off this session. So we are discussed about checked and unchecked exceptions. Checked exceptions was checked at compile time. I will be discussing in the next class with the help of throws keyword. Unchecked exceptions, what are checked at runtime? And checked exceptions means all classes which belongs to throwable, subclasses belongs to throwable, except runtime and then error. Those things can be called as checked exception. Unchecked exception means all runtime classes can be considered what? Unchecked exception. Error, we are not going to handle any classes, or we are not going to use any error classes over here. And this was the diagram. Next, try, which troublemaking statements we need to place inside try block, and catch block is used to handle the exceptions which was raised in try block. If try block raises multiple exceptions, we need to take multiple catch blocks. If many exceptions are there, then we can make use of what? Nested try. Nested try. Okay. So the next class will be going with throws keyword. I will be explaining you about throws with some examples here, real-time instance, some examples which covers both checked and unchecked exceptions. Checked and unchecked exceptions. This were the programs. I will be showing you the execution of these programs also. And then throw, very simple. Throw is very, very simple. Throws make throw chala simple. Next, finally block, and then user defined exception. So we'll discuss what extent in the afternoon session it goes. Up to that extent we'll be discussing. Okay, any doubts if you have, you can ask. Otherwise you can leave, students, because the faculty might be waiting you. Already 4 minutes was completed. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead, Maniteja.
ఇప్పుడు 2 ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ ఒకటేసారి తెలియవా సార్?
2 exceptions ఒకసారి తెలియదు కదా నాన్న. 2 exceptions 2 instructions మనం ఎప్పుడూ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయము. సిపియు అన్నది ఒక ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ని ప్రాసెస్ చేస్తుంది. ఆ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ నుంచి మీకు ఒకటే ఎక్సెప్షన్ రేజ్ అవడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది అంతే.
ఓకే.
ఏదైనా కానీ అంటే మీరు కంబైన్ చేసి రాసినా కానీ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ ని, సపోజ్ నేను స్ట్రింగ్ ని ఇంటీజర్ ని టైప్ కాస్టింగ్ వాడి కంబైన్ చేస్తాను సార్ అన్నా కానీ ఎక్కడో దగ్గర అట్ ఏ టైం ఒక ఎక్సెప్షన్ డిటెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఆ ఎక్సెప్షన్ రాగానే క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. ఆ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ వదిలేసి క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. నెక్స్ట్
సార్ ఇందాక మల్టిపుల్ క్యాచ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసాం కదా సార్,
అవును,
అందులో ఒక ట్రై బ్లాక్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయ్యి నెక్స్ట్ దానికి సంబంధించిన క్యాష్ బ్లాక్ వెళ్ళిపోయింది. అంటే అది ఇప్పుడు గ్రేస్ఫుల్ టర్మినేషన్ అయినట్ట సార్? ఇంకో ట్రై బ్లాక్ కూడా ఉంది కదా సార్?
గ్రేస్ఫుల్ టర్మినేషన్ ఏనా? ఎందుకంటే మనకి ట్రై అంటేనే ఒక ప్రోగ్రామర్ ఏం చేస్తున్నాడు, ట్రై అనేసరికి ప్రాబ్లమ్ మేకింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ అన్ని ట్రైలోనే పెడుతున్నాం. అవన్నీ ప్రాబ్లమ్ మేకింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్. మన ఇంటెన్షన్ ఏంటంటే ట్రైలో పెట్టినవి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వకపోవచ్చు. ట్రై ఆ తర్వాత క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ తర్వాత మనం కొన్ని స్టేట్మెంట్స్ పెడతాం. హలో 1 హలో 2 అని పెట్టాం అంటే అవి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వాలి. అంటే ట్రైలోవి ప్రాబ్లమ్ మేకింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్. ఓకే, అవి ప్రాబ్లమ్ మేకింగ్ స్టేట్మెంట్స్ కాబట్టి నెక్స్ట్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ డిపెండెన్సీ ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి అందులో నేను ప్లేస్ చేశాను. బట్ బయట ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతున్నాయి అంటే దెన్ ఇట్స్ గోయింగ్ టు బి గ్రేస్ఫుల్ టర్మినేషన్.
అంటే ఇందాక ట్రైలో
అదే మీరు అనేది ఏంటంటే ఒక ట్రై తీసుకున్నారు సార్, అవుటర్ ట్రై తీసుకున్నారు, ఇన్నర్ ట్రై కూడా తీసుకున్నారు అక్కడ. సో ఇన్నర్ ట్రైలో ఏం ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వట్లేదు కదా, అవుటర్ ట్రైలో ఎక్సెప్షన్ వస్తే ఇన్నర్ ట్రైలో ఏం ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వట్లేదు కదా అని అంటున్నారు మీరు, అంతే కదా? సో అదే చెప్తున్నాను ఏంటంటే ఈ ట్రై, ఇన్నర్ ట్రై, అవుటర్ ట్రై కూడా రిలేషన్ ఎలా తీసుకుంటారు అంటే ఒక లాజిక్ మీద తీసుకుంటారు. అవుటర్ ట్రై స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ప్రాపర్ గా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతేనే ఇన్నర్ ట్రైకి రావాలి. అవే ప్రాపర్ గా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వనప్పుడు ఇన్నర్ ట్రైలోకి రాకూడదు. That is what the logic they will be taking over there. For example, I'm going to take some statement nana, c is equal to a divided by అని చెప్పి తీసుకుంటాను. నేను అవుట్పుట్ స్క్రీన్ మీద a value b value యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. I'm taking a value and b value on the output screen or from the keyboard I'm taking. I don't know what user is going to enter. I'm going to design my program in such a way that just try to see for 1 minute so that you might be understanding it. So I don't know what value that they are going to take. So I'm taking c is equal to a divided by b, and inside this I'm going to print some statement sop c.
Share
1 minute. Bad habit I can flow lo elipo. Right. So inside this again I'm going to take try. ఇక్కడ ఈ ట్రైన్ ఏం చేస్తున్నానంటే ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు కన్వర్ట్ దిస్ ట్రై ఇంటూ ఇంటీజర్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ స్ట్రింగ్. స్ట్రింగ్ s is equal to న్యూ స్ట్రింగ్ ఆఫ్ c అంట. అంటే ఇంటీజర్ ని స్ట్రింగ్ లో కన్వర్ట్ చేశాను. తర్వాత ఏం చేస్తున్నాను, ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు ప్రింట్ sop డాట్ c డాట్ క్యారెట్ అట్ 0 అంటాను. ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది అని అంటే నేను స్ట్రింగ్ ఏం తీసుకుంటాను, ఇక్కడ నల్ పాయింటర్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ లేదంటే స్ట్రింగ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ బాండ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ అని చెప్పేసి తీసుకున్నాను. స్ట్రింగ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ బాండ్స్ ఎక్సెప్షన్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఇస్ క్లోజ్ ఆఫ్ outer try. Now outer try catch ఏం తీసుకుంటాను, there is a possibility to get arithmetic exception also, right?
Yes sir.
సో నా ఇప్పుడు నాకు చెప్పండి, మనకి c is equal to a by b దగ్గర ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది అనుకో, entering into nested try is required.
No.
See, here itself we got the problems to Pawan, and entering into this try block is required because what we are done, we are making use of the c value inside this try block. Again we may get some exception and further we are going with this. Okay, that means మనం స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎలా ప్లేస్ చేయాలంటే ఈ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ అన్ని ఈ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్ మీద డిపెండ్ అయి ఉన్న స్టేట్మెంట్సే నెస్టెడ్ ట్రైలో ప్లేస్ చేయాలి. ఇర్రెలెవెంట్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ని మనం ప్లేస్ చేయకూడదు. place cheste but it's not going to be good. Okay, I want to show the two exceptions over there. That's the reason I placed over there, but we are not supposed to do like that in general. Some related instructions we need to take. That's it.
Okay, sir.
I hope you understood
Yes,
it clearly. Any
Yes,
doubts
sir.
in this?
Clear, sir.
Okay, each students. Okay, fine. అర్థమైందా అమ్మ? రిమైనింగ్ పవన్ అడిగిన డౌట్ నేను ఇచ్చిన కన్క్లూజన్.
Yes, sir.
వెరీ గుడ్.
అర్థమైంది సార్.
ఓకే, ఎనీ అదర్ డౌట్స్ స్టూడెంట్స్?
అంటే సార్ ఇప్పుడు ఒక్కసారి ఒకటే ఎర్రర్ డిస్ప్లే అవుతుందా సార్ అక్కడ ఎక్సెప్షన్ అంటే?
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒకటమ్మా, మీరు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్తాను. ట్రైలో 4 ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ రేజ్ అవడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటే 4ట్లో ఏదైనా ఒకటే వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ఆ ఒక్కటే డిస్ప్లే అవుతుంది. సపోజ్ మీరు చెప్పొచ్చు సార్ 4ట్లో ఎక్సెప్షన్ రావడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంది సార్ అని మీరు అనొచ్చు. స్టేట్మెంట్ 1, 2, 3లో కూడా ఎక్సెప్షన్ రేజ్ అవుతుంది సార్ అని చెప్పి మీరు అనొచ్చు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూడండి, నేను ఇక్కడ ఇంకొక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటాను. చూడండి, వెరీ సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఇవ్వ ట్రై తీసుకున్నాను అమ్మా. ఇక్కడ 3 స్టేట్మెంట్స్ తీసుకుంటాను, S1, S2, S3, S4. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏం చెప్తారు, నేను ఇక్కడ 4 క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్స్ తీసుకున్నాను సార్ అని అంటారు, అంతేనా? క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ 1, 2 అట్లా 4 క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్స్ మీరు తీసుకున్నారు. ఓకే, సో ఈ S1, S2, S3, S4 రిలేటెడ్ 4 క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్స్ ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి మనకి, రైట్? సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ S1 దగ్గర ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది అని అంటే S2, S3, S4కి వెళ్ళదు. ఇంకా ఈ S1 రిలేటెడ్ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది.
ఓకే సార్, ఓకే.
సపోజ్ నీకు S1 సక్సెస్ఫుల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయింది, S2 ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయింది, S3 దగ్గర ఎక్సెప్షన్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, S3 రిలేటెడ్ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి వచ్చేస్తుంది బయటికి. S4 ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయదు ఇంకా.
ఇట్లా అయిన వాటిని గ్రేస్ఫుల్ టర్మినేషన్ అంటారా సార్? ఇప్పుడు అంటే ప్రోగ్రామ్ కంప్లీట్ గా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వడం, అది ఎన్ని ఎర్రర్స్ ఉన్నా చూసుకోకుండా.
గ్రేస్ఫుల్ టర్మినేషన్ అంటే చెప్తాను వినండి. S.O.P అని చెప్పేసి ఒక మెసేజ్ ఇచ్చామమ్మా, హాయో లేదంటే బాయ్ అన్న మెసేజ్, సంథింగ్ మెసేజ్ ఇచ్చాం ఇక్కడ. అంటే నా ఇంటెన్షన్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ ఒక 3 ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ తర్వాత కూడా 3 ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ తర్వాత కూడా 3 ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. నాకు మెయిన్ నేను ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఒక 10 లైన్స్ రాసినప్పుడు ఆ 10 లైన్స్ లో 4 లైన్స్ లో ఎక్సెప్షన్ వస్తుంది అని నాకు ఎక్కడో అనిపిస్తుంది. అండ్ నాకు తెలుసు కూడా ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ రావచ్చు అని కూడా నాకు తెలుసు. అప్పుడు నేనేం చేస్తానంటే S1 దగ్గర ప్రాబ్లం వస్తే S1 క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. ఈ S2, S3, S4 ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వదు. ఓకే, అవ్వకుండా S1 యొక్క క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఈ 3 ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో SOP బై అని చెప్పి 3 ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో ఆ 3 ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ పక్క ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతాయి. దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ గ్రేస్ఫుల్. అక్కడ S2, S3, S4 ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వకపోయినా కానీ నాకు నెక్స్ట్ క్యాచ్ తర్వాత ప్లేస్ చేసిన స్టేట్మెంట్స్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతున్నాయా లేదా అన్నది నా క్వశ్చన్. అట్లా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది, గ్రేస్ఫుల్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ట్రై క్యాచ్ లేకుండా S1 దగ్గర ప్రాబ్లం వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, లాస్ట్ అంటే S2, S3, S4 తర్వాత SOP 3 స్టేట్మెంట్స్ కూడా ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వవు కదా ట్రై క్యాచ్ లేకుండా.
ఎస్ సార్. అదే
ట్రై క్యాచ్ మీరు వాడితే S1 దగ్గర ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, బట్ రిమైనింగ్ ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ ఈ S2, S3, S4 ట్రైలో ఉన్నవి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వకుండా ఈ 3 ఇన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్ క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసుకొని క్యాచ్ బ్లాక్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ గ్రేస్ఫుల్ టర్మినేషన్.
ఓకే సార్, క్లియర్ సార్.
ఓకే, వెరీ గుడ్, వెరీ గుడ్. ఎనీ అదర్ డౌట్స్? నిఖిల, రిషిత్? Okay, fine. So let's stop this.